one more chance. Who's the baby? You are. All right.
Ooh, what's up, y'all? It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, y'all. Just got a new program, a new frame of mind, and shoot, a new design, baby. I'm back at it like jackrabbits, and I'm back like I never left. Now, as you can see on the screen, you see the late great Muhammad Ali, aka Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. But by his own volition, he was Cassius Marcellus Clay VI, as he stated in one of his first interviews that he had as a professional boxer. And on your left, I'm pretty sure, is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Joy Sinclair Mayweather Jr. Two great boxers. One is late great, and one is professionally retired, but still competing in exhibitions. But yeah, y'all been away for a while, man. Just, keeping up with the Joneses, working hard. Y'all know how it is with this economy. And we'll talk about all the other stuff in another video. Right now, the spirit I'm sipping on is Bombay Bramble, Blackberry and Raspberry. Bombay is a real good gin, y'all. It has infused herbs with it. And if you are drinking, I'm not promoting drinking spirits, but if you do, drink responsibly, y'all. Spirits are originally meant to be healing agents because you use spirits, how can I say, the distilled waters that become the spirits, the distillation of liquids and herbs. Anywho, let's jump right into y'all. Ali versus Mayweather Jr. Now, before I start this, I must say, first and foremost, I think this is a moot debate. And the reason...
Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight.
The reason I felt the need to make this video is because in the past, I say 6-7 months, I've gotten to a few debates with these newer fans, with these, what you call fanatics, which I am a fanatic as well too. But they don't know the history. They haven't done enough study. They've never been in a ring. They've never been in a fight. They've never been in the combative art. And, they're kind of Johnny-come-lately, fly-by-night type jokers. But first and foremost, this is a moot debate, in my honest opinion. I think Ali is definitely a greater fighter in the ring and, of course, out of the ring, legacy-wise. And in my hearts of hearts, I think it's fair-fetched or even disrespectful to compare the late great Ali to Floyd Mayweather Jr. or for Floyd Mayweather Jr. to compare himself to Ali. Number one, Ali was a heavyweight. Everyone knows that's the baddest man on the planet, the creme de la creme, baby. That's one of the most coveted crowns you can achieve in all of sports. Still and yet, skill-wise, and skills pay the bills, baby. Skills pay the mother flushing bills. I do think skill-wise, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a better fighter with his offensive technique, with his ability to evade, with his ability to stay in the pocket, with his ability to improvise on the go, to change up his battle plan, and to take a minimal amount of punishment. Skill-wise, I do think Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a better fighter. Now, athletic-wise, talent, reflexes, natural ability, I think Ali is the better fighter. All right? I think Ali fought the better competition. And also, Ali is at the King's division, the heavyweight division. But anywho, for you newcomers and for you Johnny-come-latelys and for you fanatics and for you Flomos and for anybody, black, white, red, purple, green, blue, brown, I'm just going to do it specifically based on numbers and facts. So we're going to do a little checklist. I'm going to put something over here for Ali and something over here for Mayweather. You may not be able to see it, but towards the end of the video, I'm going to make it plain. I'm going to take the pictures out where everybody can see it. All right? So I'm going to choose categories that I've chosen that I think are the most factual to determine which boxer is better than the other or greater than the other. And I'm going to use the numbers-wise argument. But you know, if you have an opinion otherwise, you know, you make you a video or you just leave it in the comment section. All right. So let's start it off.
I had one hell of a rumble. I had to beat Tarzan's behind first for claiming to be the king of the jungle.
First category, pedigree. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is coming off the great pedigree of Midwest coaching and boxing skill. Many of scholars have said that the Midwest boxing, bar none, is nonpareil in North America. It's the greatest pedigree for fighters, and a lot of great fighters do come from the Midwest. Now, in my honest opinion, I do think the Midwest, skill-wise, has the better boxers, but I think the greater boxers, you know, come from down here in the South or somewhere on the West Coast. But you know, hey, you know, it's left to opinion, man. It's left to opinion. But the Midwest does produce a lot of great fighters. Now, Floyd Mayweather's pedigree specifically comes from his pappy, Floyd Mayweather Sr., and his two uncles, Roger Mayweather. Most mother flushers don't know about boxing, and his other uncle, Jeff Mayweather. Now, we'll start off with his pappy, his father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., who was, if I'm not mistaken, a division champion, a title holder. I think his record was, he had 28 wins or 30 wins. Y'all look all that up. But Floyd Mayweather Sr. said that he was coming off the great skill of Dale, like a Dale, like Chippendale, and Dale, like a valley, like a grassy valley, Dale Williams. On history, they might be the same person, man, but it's so old that you know, when you look up people that have similar names, sometimes they're the same people. Anywho, he said that Dale and Dale Williams taught him the great Michigan defense, the great shoulder roll, the great crab defense, which he used to outsmart and outbox his opponents. As a matter of fact, Floyd Mayweather Sr. is the only one out of the Mayweathers to win a tournament, to win a boxing tournament, which I think is the purest way to determine who a champion is. Anywho, on to Uncle Roger. Uncle Roger, the Black Mamba, rest in peace, the late great Roger Mayweather, was a champion in two weight classes, a champion title holder, y'all. We gotta be specific, because the champion, by definition, we did the definition before, is the only champion in the weight class. He was a title holder in two divisions. I want to say he had the WBC belts, but I'm not sure. But it doesn't take away from his greatness. He held a title or two in two weight divisions. That's excellent. And I want to say the baby brother Jeff, he's also a trainer, a coach. I want to say he held a title in some type of combative art. So Floyd Mayweather pedigree is off the chain. Also, Jeff Mayweather's trainer, I just looked it up. I think the dude's name's Jeff Reed or Jesse Reed. He trained other fighters like Spadafora and other fighters that were world title holder champions. So the pedigree automatically, according to Floyd Mayweather Sr., goes back to the 19th century. So the pedigree is great, and plus it's Midwest boxing. So we got to give Floyd a check for that. Now Ali, the late great Muhammad Ali, he's coming off the pedigree of Jimmy Glenn, Angelo Dundee, Drew Bundini Brown. Shout out to Drew Bundini Brown. He's from Sharika. Charlie Goldman and some other dudes. But I don't know if y'all know this, but Drew Bundini Brown was in Sugar Ray Robinson's camp. He was Sugar Ray Robinson's head trainer for fitness and running and the cardio and the stamina training, like how he was for Ali. So that's automatically a great pedigree right there. A great guy to have in your corner, Drew Bundini Brown. Angelo Dundee, who went on to be in George Foreman's corner, and was he in Sugar Ray Leonard? Anywho, he was in a lot of corners for a lot of great fighters as well too. Angelo Dundee. Then Jimmy Glenn, the late great Jimmy Glenn, who had the boxing gym out there in New York, Manhattan, and he had a restaurant that I want to say is still open to this day, but I'm not 100% sure. But y'all double check all the shit I'm saying. And Ali also has special trainers for special fights. If you go back and look at the Sonny Liston build-up, Sugar Ray Robinson was with Ali. And so you know he had to do some special training with him, just like how Pernell Whitaker did with Zab Judah before I can't remember if it was the Matisse fight or one of his later fights. For certain fights, you get special trainers, you get special fighters to come in and train you for a camp. So pedigree-wise, y'all, I got to give them both a check mark. I got to give Ali a check mark. His dates back to the 19th century. Sugar Ray Robinson, Drew Bundini, Brian Angelo, Mr. Jimmy Glenn. Floyd Mayweather gets a check. His dates back also to the 19th century with Dale Williams, Jesse Reed, his father, his two uncles. So I give them both a check mark for pedigree.
The sport needs the cash cow back. You know, we already know what I can generate. We already know what I can do in the sport, and we already know who's the face of boxing.
Next point, their amateur/Olympic career. Both had great amateur records. Both were multiple-time Golden Glove champions. Both Ali and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now Ali, if you look it up, his records, I guess because it's so old, his amateur records are sometimes disputed. I got right here, one place says he was 105. One place says he was 99-8. Another source says he was 137-7. But Ali himself, like I heard him talk trash on many other interviews, said he was 180-0.
I can't beat you. I had 180 amateur fights, 1 professional fights, and I'm good as a girl.
I have had 180 amateur fights, won them all except 2. I have had 19 professional fights, won them all, of course.
But I'm going to go with some of the official records and just assume that he had a few losses. But that's a great amateur record. Floyd Mayweather Jr. amateur record is documented. He was 84-6. All right, and he also had multiple Golden Glove championships. I want to say Ali had 6 and Mayweather had 3 or 4. I'll go back and look it up. But when it comes to the Olympic, Ali was a gold medal champion, 1960. Floyd took the bronze in the 96 Olympiad. Now, everybody is pretty much on course with saying it wasn't as bad as Roy Jones, but he kind of got cheated out of his gold medal match. The match that he had to win to go to the gold medal match. He was kind of, Floyd was I don't want to say obviously, but I think he outpointed the other fighter. I don't even know what country the other fighter was from. But anywho, the facts are the facts. The man got a bronze. Ali had a gold. So we got to get a check to Ali.
I done handcuff lightning, throw thunder in jail.
To Ali for amateur and Olympic prowess. All right. Next point, which entails their pro career.
Back up, sucker. Back up.
Ali had 56 wins to Floyd's 50 wins. Check for Ali. Ali had more wins. Both fighters had no draws. So, I guess they both get a check. Neither one of them had a draw. Floyd Mayweather has no losses to Ali's 5 losses. Check for Floyd Mayweather Jr. He has no losses, no blemishes on his record. The man went in there and, did the hat trick. You know what I'm saying? Finito, perfection, which is incredible, in 50 professional boxing fights. My personal opinion, I don't think it was 49. I really don't count McGregor, but technically it's on his professional record, so 50-0. Now, to the next category, knockouts. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has 27 knockouts to Muhammad Ali's 37 knockouts. All right. Check goes to Ali. All right, y'all, here's where it gets tricky. Championship titles. Now, in Ali's era, there was one undisputed champion, which there could only be one champion. All right. Now, towards the end of his career, late 70s, early 80s, that's when things started to get funky, and they would split up the title, but you could still have a lineal, but the lineal champ might not be the undisputed, but then Mike Tyson brought it all back together with the undisputed championship in the late 80s. Now, in Floyd Mayweather's case, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s case, he fought in the 4-belt era, y'all. Okay? So there were many situations where there were so-called champions, but they were title holders. There would be guys in the weight class sitting around housing the weight class with 2 belts, but the other 2 belts were, somewhere in Australia or Africa or Brazil, and they just, for whatever reasons, they never fought to unify all the titles to become one champion. So you just had title holders all over the place. But anywho, we'll just be specific, and we'll just say championship titles. I'll start with Floyd Mayweather Jr. He held all 4 of the titles, y'all. All 4 of the major titles to be an undisputed champion. That's the WBC, the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO. But never, I repeat, never simultaneously to be an undisputed champion. You understand? So he was a title holder. He was a great glorified title holder in 5 weight classes. At 130, 135, 140, 147, welterweight, and 154, light middleweight, super welterweight.
A man of many traits, a master of nothing.
All right. So he had 5 titles, championship titles, let's say. Since it was in 5 weight classes, we'll say 5. Muhammad Ali had 3 championship titles. 2 of them were undisputed, and 1 of them were lineal. At the end of Ali's career, the last time he won the title, which he made history, he was the first time 3-time lineal heavyweight champion, and that's never been duplicated. But his last title was against Spinks, the brother that looked like Dracula. Against Spinks, it got tricky because they stripped Spinks's undisputed status because he chose to fight Muhammad Ali in a rematch, which I believe he probably did for the money and just off the gusto, like flush it. I'll rematch you. They stripped his undisputed status because he didn't fight his mandatory. So they broke apart the undisputed title when Ali won his last championship. But it still was the lineal championship because Spinks had just beat him.
You can call it a gimmick if you want it, but I'm throwing the blow.
Championship titles, just on the numbers, y'all, and all these damn little raggedy behind belts, that check goes to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. got 5 in 5 weight classes, and Ali only has 3.
You know what I can generate. We already know what I can do in the sport, and we already know who's the face of boxing.
Undisputed championships. Yeah. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is carved in stone, no debate, all-time great. You the only champion in the weight class. Undisputed championships. Muhammad Ali has 2, technically 2, and Floyd Mayweather has none. None, y'all. He's never, ever been on that level, y'all. Okay? Undisputed champion means you are the only champion at the weight. Ali's time, I want to say it was 1 or 2 belts, but they usually were always unified. And for Mayweather's time, it was 4 belts, the 4-belt era. And I'm not saying that Floyd couldn't become undisputed champion. I actually thought in 1 or 2 times in his career, he could have been undisputed champion. But for whatever reasons, whatever was going on, he did not pursue that. I think he could have been undisputed champion, but he just never pursued. He just never got after it. Belts collect dust, and he don't fight to prove to the public who the best is. Y'all know the stuff he done said, y'all. But undisputed championships, Muhammad Ali, which is actually the real champion, has 2, technically. Floyd Mayweather Jr. got none. All right? So that check mark goes to Muhammad Ali. And y'all, in right here on the screen, you'll see there's a little list on Ali and Floyd Mayweather. The colors might be off, but you can see the categories that we're going through in the check marks and stuff. All right. Next, we got championship title defenses. Now, y'all know this one shocked me because, with the 4-belt era, you just figured Floyd Mayweather automatically would have the more title defenses. But surprisingly, he has 18 and Muhammad Ali has 19. When Ali's undisputed championship title defenses, he has one more title defense than Floyd Mayweather. I know you're mad. Look it up. Championship title defenses. And Floyd Mayweather was just a championship title holder. He was never undisputed, but you would think he had more title defenses. But, belts collect dust. Look it up, y'all. Double check it. Championship title defenses. Muhammad Ali has 19. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has 18. Okay? All right. And then finally, head up. Because a lot of you jokers ain't never fought before. You ain't never busted a grape. You ain't never been in the ring. You never did amateur. You never been in the octagon. You never been on the mat. You never been in the sand. You never been in the pit. The last category is just head up. All right? So, another thing with this heavyweight thing, y'all. This is why the heavyweight is the baddest man on the planet. This is why he's the king of all divisions. There's no catch weights. There's no rehydration clauses. There's no his gloves are too big, his gloves are too small. Any man above 180 pounds can get it. Any man, as a matter of fact, shoot, in Marciano Day, Jokers was 190 pounds, 180 pounds. Then you had brothers like Ali. He started coming in at 210, 205. And shoot, Deontay Wilder recently even weighed in a few years back, 209. And then you got, big mother flushers like Fury, that's 260, 250. Mike Tyson, 220. So anybody above the 180, 175 mark can get it. Anybody. And that was I debated with that, y'all, but adding in extra categories to for this checklist, such as career bouts, total career bouts, fighting overseas, instead of championship title defenses, title wins, and then all the new age stuff, purse earnings.
I'm gonna rank a slugger against a master boxer. He's a good slugger, and I'm a good, tall, fast, rangy master boxer. And in the long run, I'm gonna come out on top.
Glove usage, I was gonna add that in. Ali mostly wore 8-ounce gloves, and Floyd mostly wore 10-ounce and above gloves. And y'all might not know it, man, but if you ever thrown a punch or got punched or punched somebody in the gut or in the face, the weight of the glove is very significant. The lighter the weight, the more damage you do to a mother flusher. Matter of fact, there's a book right here, y'all. I'm gonna reference this book, and y'all can look it up. It's a book called Boxing Medical Aspects by Friedrich and Julia Taylor. I didn't read the whole book, y'all. I read about 10 pages of it, where I needed to clarify the knowledge about the lighter the weight of the glove, the more damage it does to the fighters. So, and even before Ali's time, and during this time, fighters were wearing 6-ounce gloves. They were wearing 4-ounce gloves. I mean, it was tumultuous, y'all. Dangerous, fatal, hurt business. Let's see.
Injured a stone, hospitalize a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick.
Another category I thought about adding was pound for pound. Same day weigh-ins, selection of contenders, mandatory bouts fought, frequency of fights within a year. But some of those were biased, and I know y'all would have been like, "Oh man, that's unfair," or whatever. And then some were biased in the other direction. So I just said, let me just keep it simple, stupid, and just pick the ones I think will represent the most factual numbers and give the best representations. All right. So here at the end screen, y'all, you'll see the checklist. Bada bing, bada boom. Ali has 7. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has 4. Tick for tick, tat for tat, up and down. To me, it's already no contest because Ali's a heavyweight and he was undisputed. But Floyd and all his great skill, all his great money, all his great bank clearing and Gucci wearing, he's all-time great. But in my heart of hearts, he should never, ever, ever compare himself to no Muhammad Ali. Anywho, tell me what y'all think, man. Leave a comment or make a response. Do all that. And y'all stay diligent, man. It feels good to be back. And I'm going to be back on all up in y'all ear here in the coming up months. All right, love and peace.
Sucker, you ain't got nothing.